close the deal, baby. Let's go. I get so good with people, I can say whatever the hell I want to.
'56 Savage. Is that a new hashtag? '56 Savage. 305. What up? What up? 305. Dante, what's up, bro? JG. Am I gonna sleep tonight? Maybe later. Makiva's still trying to figure out how to work the emojis in her phone. In Vegas need 100K shirts on the way. They on the way, on the way. Hey Z, what up, man? Hey, where Max at, man? I've been sitting here waiting on Max. Did you finish his haircut or what?
I didn't expect you to say that one when we jumped off,
What's up, my guy?
man. I'm blessed, man. How your daughter doing, man?
Man, grinding, grinding. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, yeah. She looks beautiful, man. I saw the IG the live today about her getting older, man. So I know. I think you and I spoke probably about a month ago. I just had my third baby about 15 days ago.
Oh, congratulations, my brother.
Yeah.
I don't have no daughter. Did you say daughter?
Oh, I'm sorry, son. I saw the
I,
IG post. My
yeah,
bad.
yeah. I got boys, man.
Yeah, that's right. Cause that's what we had. We talked about that in common. Cause I had two
Look at
boys.
these women in here getting some that ain't no female trait. That's like the I mean look. I said it.
You did quote the lyric on that one. Yeah, you did.
Y'all ain't never heard the lyrics. They don't listen to rap music, man.
Yeah, yeah. What you
They don't
mad?
listen to rap music. Man, come
What he
on,
said?
man.
He said girls shouldn't be jealous. That's a female's trait. What you mad? Cause you sell dimes and he sell weight.
And see, so wait, man, they don't listen to rap music, so they said, hey, look, they don't listen to rap music, so they thinking that like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bye y'all,
Tony in his
bye y'all.
feelings right now. No, that's Jay-Z, man.
It's Jay Z, y'all. It's Jay Z.
Yo, I loved the last one, man. I wanted to jump on just to honor the last guy for even having the heart to even jump on and get the education, because I'm sure it's a lot of fears from other people, wanting to jump on and say that they got the cold calling down and they know how to talk it. But I like that the guy even jumped on in the first place and got that education.
Big
And
facts. A lot of people like that's why I tell people that's laughing in the comments and stuff like cold calling is like one of the most like stressing things for a lot of people. Getting on the phone with the unknown is literally one of the most stressing times for people when they get on the call. And that's why a lot of people haven't even got their first deal because the anxiety and everything that they face getting on the telephone.
it's
So
the same for me, Tony. It is the same for me because if I miss a day, it's like I'm starting back over again. So I love to sit back and role play and get my skills up again because we do it, and I've got two VAs who do it, and we train those guys. But it's like starting all over. It's like a train. If I miss a week, I got to get right back on it and get into that flow and get that music going and get into that positive vibe. And
yeah, it's a
you know,
mindset. It's a mindset for the call. It's a mindset to get out here, but it's also always thinking of how you can help somebody solve a problem.
absolutely.
Like always trying to position yourself to help somebody get rid of whatever they're currently experiencing to get what you want. Um, so I think if you provide enough value when you talk to the sellers, then you'll literally be able to see how your business can grow and change. So many people jump and they're quick to ask questions about money, and square footage and all that other stuff, and they don't really even know what's happening as far as the deal itself. Uh,
Absolutely.
and like I tell people, like I talk to a seller and they'll say something on the terms of like, yeah, I'm looking to downsize because my kids are all moved out and we just need to do something a little smaller. I'm like, oh, that's excellent. I can understand that. Is there any other reason outside of your kids moving out that you consider selling? 'Cause I know my mom, she still lets me come sleep on the couch or whatever whenever I come home.
Yeah. You know
Oh
what?
yeah, but we also a couple payments behind on our mortgage.
You know what? So that even got me curious about even asking you whenever we did the role play. I'm more of a scientist behind the data to determine how I actually talk to the sellers. And what I mean by that is like if I get evictions, tax delinquent, and a pre-foreclosure, and that same house pops up on those three lists, then I really put myself in the mindset like, okay, I'm a therapist or I'm a doctor, and I really just want to try to create some rapport and talk to them and then kind of see emotionally where they're at before I even start to talk about the house. So if you're cool with it, Tony, I wanted to see if you wanted to do a role play with me and
Come on.
sharpen my skills up as well. Because
This is gonna be the last role play I do because my cold calling course is coming out and everybody got to pay for it.
got
Y'all getting the last one
it.
now.
Yeah, this is the
So
last one.
everybody that want these bad boys, man, y'all got to pay for this moving forward because the reality is that I'm trying to make sure that I keep as much of this stuff to where you gonna have to pay for this shit right here.
Right here, this right here. So I'm cool with it, Tony. If you're okay, we don't have to do it, but I'm just a fan of the first time we jumped on and just your transparency. And I've even been posting some of your things on my IG, just talking about the things you had to overcome when you went to jail and all that. So I'm just a
I
true fan.
appreciate that, bro. Hey, man,
Yeah,
and quite honestly, I haven't seen it, but if you give me love like that, man, that's why I make myself so available to everybody because the love is what makes me want to obviously help as many people as I possibly can.
yeah,
Sit on IG lives from 8 o'clock to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, providing as much value that maybe potentially helping somebody get their first deal or change their life. So
yeah,
obviously my story. A lot of people who follow me don't know like the journey of the ups and downs that I've went through to get to where I currently am right now. It's been a road, man,
you
and
know
it's
what?
been a bumpy road. And I finally found a path that I can help as many people as I possibly can, more than I ever imagined in my life. And dude, like, the support I get from even like what you say, sharing my information and my story, I
Yeah.
really appreciate that for sure.
I want to tell you it's not for likes or to get you to follow anything, man. It's I know that whenever see it's not too many people who are transparent in the game and even on my Instagram and YouTube, I really talk about like the ups and downs, having a family, trying to schedule, growing a business. But the reason why I wanted to share yours on my page was just to shed light on, before you even get into the real estate game, how many you may have life circumstances that are getting in the way of you becoming this new person, but you being transparent and talking about those things. There's so many people, because I'm in the DFW area, and I talk about depression and fear, anxiety, doubt when you've got family and they don't believe, or when you got friends who don't believe. I talk about that first before we talk about the real estate thing. So I
Hmm.
shared it to say, hey, here's somebody with a way bigger audience who's got every reason to say real estate is the greatest thing, and he's talking about before I got there, I had to fix this personal thing first. So I didn't do it for the likes, man. I'm just telling you,
Okay,
Max,
I appreciate it, man, for sure.
yeah, those
Because
guys,
that's what I do. Like I literally want people to understand, no matter where you feel like you currently are, if you haven't, uh, you know, had the current level of success that you want, if you went through some things that you may not be proud of,
yeah,
or embarrassed about, or any of that stuff, man. We got like the thing about life, which is so rewarding, is that if you make a commitment to yourself to do something different,
yeah,
people will forgive you. If you're transparent and you're honest, people will forgive you.
yeah,
And I'm telling you, man, 2 years ago, January, I was at the darkest place I had ever been in my entire life.
mhm,
and to make it March will be 2 years since I was released from jail. Well, this right around this time right now was the first time I was released from jail. And it was, I mean, damn, to think about it, it's probably 2 years to the date, pretty close.
Yeah.
And for me, what's transpired since then has been all about not quitting and being forgiving to myself and everything that I've experienced in my life. And so many people don't forgive themselves to give themselves the opportunity to have a new life, to have growth, to have anything that can be beneficial moving forward. And I think my biggest trait is the fact that I've forgiven myself and I've made myself vulnerable to where so many other people who look just like me, who may be going through things that aren't great, now can be in a position to be successful. So,
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate
yeah,
it.
man.
I really do. I really do. So I know you've got your son, and it's like 11:34 my time. I don't want to keep you up too long. Do you want to do a quick role play?
Man, I ain't going to sleep, man.
All right. Well,
I got a bottle of water.
I know you got babies too, and I've got babies, so I don't want to keep you up. Because I know the last time I jumped on here, it was around the same time, and your son was running around in the back of the house. So I'm a family guy, so I just wanted to be, respectful of that.
I appreciate you, brother. So, you calling me?
I'm calling you. Yes, sir. So
Excellent.
You want to talk about like what kind of lead it is first, or
I know you said that you've been talking to pre-foreclosure and eviction. I've been paying attention to what you told me already.
Mhm.
So I am a pre-foreclosure lead.
Okay.
I just lost my job. Well, I lost my job about 4 to 6 months ago.
Mhm.
And we just gonna rock out from there. I think that's enough information because most of the time when we call in, you just calling blind on a pre-foreclosure lead right now. So that's the deal.
Yeah, that's
And
like already. That's like
and we about to rock out.
all right.
Y'all ready? Hold on.
Yeah.
If I'm about to give y'all this fire like this, and we about to role play, we need some hearts, we need some likes. I need to see some action here, y'all. Like, let me see it. We ain't starting until this bad boy is lit. I need to see them hearts flying. I need more. 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 Come on.
Get those algorithms up, man. We got
Listen.
man.
Listen, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now, this is the last role play I will do for free. This is the last live role play that you guys will get out of me. Make sure you put some love in here for me and my man, because if you don't put it up here, it ain't going down.
There we go. So
Let's go.
I want to put a full disclosure, guys. My name is Freedom Johnson. I am out here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so I don't have 50 years in the game. I've only been into 2 years wholesaling and been going on my own for 7 months out here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So she called me Michael Ealy. Wow. I'll take it. Yeah. I'll tell my wife.
Mike Ealy.
Call me Michael Ealy. So. Yeah.
That's what's up. Hey, wifey's up late too. Tell wifey it's our turn, man. We got a gang movement over here. Y'all drop that hashtag real quick before we get this thing started. Let me see that it's our turn. So Freedom, I know you may or may not know this, man, but I made a commitment in 2019 to help 500 people make $100,000.
Yes.
So I made a blueprint saying I got a 100K club, and we're gonna make as many people, new investors, old investors, but we're gonna help you guys get $100,000. 5,000 plus people have already signed up to be in part of this project, which I think is something that if I hit that many people making 100 grand, I think it'll be a record for the amount of like game that somebody put people on that will absolutely be, a game changer. But I said community aspect was what I was all about. Yeah. So when I say community, it was whether you're black, you're white, whatever. It's no longer about it's my turn. It's not about what I can benefit from. It's about a community aspect. So I said it's our turn. because I want people from Dallas Fort Worth to go support you. I want the people that's in Philly to support the Philly network. I want everybody to build
Man,
with each other because there's an abundance of opportunities, abundance of money. And if
absolutely.
everybody builds with each other, if everybody wins with each other, everything else is possible. That's why I make myself available to so many different people, not to me, but
Yes.
the hour. It's our turn. So everybody, make sure you smash that down there in the comment section real quick because it's important that we all uplift each other so we can take our business, our life, and our family to the next level. So we about to get this thing started. You
Do
ready,
it.
bro?
Let's do
Let's
it.
go.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? I'm looking for Tony.
Speaking. How you doing? Who is this?
I'm all right, Tony. How you doing? My name is Freedom Johnson, and this might be a little bit out of the blue, but I'm actually calling about a house that I think you own. I think it's 123 Main Street. Does that sound familiar?
I don't own that house, but a lot of people have been calling me about it.
Oh, okay. So is that like a family member or anybody that you know owns that house? Because I could be wrong here, because I did look on the public records, and it did say a guy named Tony. It could be another Tony. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, me and my dad have the same name, but I don't own that house. But I actually do have a house that I need. I'm in a little bit of a spot right now.
Okay, well, if it's okay, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I love to kind of talk to you about that. But let me kind of just give you a little background about me. I am a DFW investor, and I actually buy houses cash. And I actually like to go talk to people who are in situations so I can kind of help them out. And if
I
anything that
mean, I mean, man, I've heard that spiel. Everybody's telling me that they can buy my house cash and all this shit, man. And I'm just gonna tell you,
yeah.
I need somebody that can get some stuff done. Cut the shit, man. Like, what can you give me for my house?
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you for telling me that, Tony. So typically what I end up doing is I talk to the seller. We kind of get an idea of their situation, their timeline, what's the condition of their situation. Obviously, I'm going to ask you some questions. Obviously, you're going to end up asking me some questions. And then naturally from that, we'll just see if it's a fit for me to even come out and talk to you about the house and take a look. If any of this sounds like something you don't want to do, then let me know. But from what you're telling me, if you get a lot of people who calling you, you're probably getting a lot of brand new investors or wholesalers. But if you tell me just a little bit about your situation, I'm pretty familiar with like tax delinquent evictions, pre-foreclosure situations, and I buy these houses all the time. I could just be like a consultant for you. Even if you don't do a deal with me, at least I can give you some information to try to help you out and get out of this situation. Would you be open to even kind of talking and telling me a little bit about what you said, your situation was?
So I lost my job a few months ago,
Hmm.
and the bank's ready to take this shit back. So I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing next. Um, but I don't have time for bullshit, man.
Absolutely.
I don't have time for it. So if you tell me that you work on this stuff and you because everybody's got their own little pitch, but I need to know what you can do for me.
Absolutely. So let me kind of tell you what you're going through on the bank side. With you dealing with this pre-foreclosure, do you know what day it's actually going to the auction? Have you even looked up? There's a
I
public.
got to go to some sort of sale shit soon or something, man. I got to go to a court date. I got in 2 weeks. I think I got to go here talk to the judge and see if they're going to let this sale go through or whatever. Uh, so I don't know yet,
Oh,
I got a couple weeks to get this stuff figured out. But everybody's been calling me, and 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 uh and I don't know.
okay. Well, so me as a investor, I can do a few things. I can actually stop this foreclosure for you, or we can actually find out what day. Now, if you're saying in 2 weeks, just so you know, Tony, it goes the first Tuesday of every month out here. So today is March. So if it's 2 weeks from today, today is already the 7th. So it's probably happening in April. So which that means that it'll give us at least 3 weeks before this thing physically goes to the auction. So what's gonna happen
Man,
is,
look, you sound like you know what you're talking about a little bit, man. I mean, I'm not gonna just give this shit away, man. I'd rather just let them take this motherfucker before I give it away. So what can you do that's different from anybody else?
all right, what I can do is I can actually close in about 7 days, if that's all right with you. All we have to do is kind of talk about how much do you owe, and then I can see if I can give you guys a fair offer so you guys can walk away with some cash in your pocket by any chance, do you even know how much you owe on the property?
What I owe has nothing to do about how much my property's worth.
Absolutely.
I want top dollar for my property. I know what it's worth. I have equity in this property.
Mhm.
So a lot of people ask me that, and I don't care about any of that. I want to know how much money can you give me?
Absolutely. So I appreciate that, Tony. I can give you the best price that's going to work for you and me. But obviously, me being an investor, I'm going to try to get it at a discount because I may have to fix it up. I don't know how long you've lived in the house. I don't know how long you've had the house. But if I'm going to end up buying the house, I'm going to buy it for one or two reasons, Tony. Just being straight honest with you. I'm either going to buy it so I can flip this house and put it on the market, give it the love that it needs. But I'm competing with 2019 homes right now. Or I'm going to buy the house as a rental.
Well, my house is in great shape though, man. My house is in good shape. There's nothing wrong with the house.
Right.
The only thing is I lost my job and I can't afford the damn payments at the minute, and the bank is trying to damn push a foreclosure on me. I
Absolutely.
think I can fix this. I might have a little bit of time
Mhm.
to if I get with a family friend or something like that, they might be able to help me out. I'm only about four payments behind or something like that. I might be able to figure this out, man.
Yeah.
But my house has equity in it.
Hmm.
I know it's worth, and I'm just not giving it away.
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
not going to give you my house, man. So all this stuff sounds great, but I need to know if you think that I'm just going to give you something on pennies on the dollar. I'm not the person for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with you owning it, and you said you're about 4 months behind, do you even know how much that is for the mortgage? Because I could
Yeah,
talk to
my payment's about $2,600 a month.
2,600 bucks a month. Okay, so we're gonna let me just round that up real quick, just in the numbers in my head. If you're about 4 months behind, then we're looking about 10 grand. If I were able,
They told me $10,000 plus they put on all these damn fees for attorneys and all this stuff. It's some bullshit, I tell you.
yes, it is.
Um,
Yes, it is.
um, the whole process has me feeling a type of way right now. Um, and quite honestly, I want to know what you can give me, man. How much money can you give me for my house?
How much? Let me ask you a quick question, Tony. How much do you think the house is actually worth? Just a ballpark figure. You know,
Zillow has my property at $350,000.
Zillow has the house at 300 grand, and you bought this house. I'm guessing what, maybe a year ago, 10 years ago. How
I've
long?
had this property for about 6.5 years. I've never missed a payment until I lost my job. So I got some pretty damn good equity in it, and I'm not walking away and just giving somebody my money. It's not happening. I'd rather let the bank take this motherfucker back.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about this friend, though? You got this family friend. You said they may be able to help you out. Why haven't you even thought of talking to them about maybe they could help you put this 10 grand up if you really want to keep this thing? Have you
Because I
thought?
didn't want them in my damn business.
Absolutely. So
So
you
I'm trying to figure out a way that I can do this stuff without putting somebody in my business right now. So what can you offer me that's different? Because I'm telling you, man, I guess all you guys are sitting there looking and scouring some type of something offline or something where everybody is is trying to figure out, what I'm doing with this property. I got over 90 plus $1,000 in equity,
Mhm,
and I would rather let the bank take this than to
mhm.
just give it away.
Got it. I'm sorry about that. So yeah. So what if I'm able to put about 10 grand in your pocket, have you walk
I
away?
got $90,000 in equity.
I understand.
$10,000, what is that?
I
If
understand.
right now, I've been thinking a couple things. I might try to just see if I can list it real quick because the
Hmm.
property's in excellent condition. If
Absolutely.
I can sell it quick enough, maybe they'll give me an extension. I don't know yet.
Well, let me ask you this. I like that idea that you're talking about with the realtor. If you've got all this equity and the house is just in great condition, why not go ahead and list it with a realtor?
I waited so long. I got my back against the wall, so I'm trying to figure out how quick I can get some of this stuff done.
I see. I see. So if I'm hearing you right, we don't want to talk to the friend because we don't want to get our business out in the street, but we could list it with a realtor. It's time clock over our head. Am I hearing you right?
I got a few weeks, so I
Yeah,
got to figure something out. But I'm not giving this thing away, man.
absolutely.
I would rather let the bank take it.
Hmm. Well, I definitely understand where you're coming from. And again, I deal with these all the time, Tony. What did you say about me just coming over? over to the house. No, there's no real sale that I'm trying to get here. I just want to help you. What if I just come over to the house, take a look at it, and then if I can see that house, then I could probably tell you what I think you could get for the house if you try to put it on the market yourself. You could be aware that time constraint, but I could also give you an offer. I'm coming with a con, but it's going to be, I have to see the house, see the condition it is in, just being honest with you. I don't buy houses without seeing them.
I'd be glad to let you see the house. The house is in excellent condition. There's no, I mean, I live in this house. This house is pristine. I need
Absolutely.
somebody that can come in here and is ready to do business.
Absolutely.
But I'm not going to give my house away.
All right, so I could definitely do that. I could put some money in your pocket if you let me come over to the house. I've got a lawyer who is ready because I deal with these pre-foreclosures all the time. Put a restraining order on this bank if we need to, so we can even give us some more time if you need that. So you guys can make your next living situation, where you guys are going to move. But if you want, I have no problem coming over there. We can talk about that. What day works for you now? Today is Thursday, so I don't know what you got going on during the weekend, but I could come over there tomorrow. You tell me what day works for you, Tony.
I don't know what day worked for me, man. What day did you say?
I've got either Friday or Saturday. I know most people kind of got the life going on during the weekend, but I know you've got this time clock over your head. The faster the better. I could get over there. I've got between Friday, about 4 o'clock. I've got Saturday at 10 a.m. You tell me what time works for you. I'm going to work on your schedule.
Well, let's try Saturday.
Let's try Saturday. Okay, so now before we get off this phone, is there anybody else involved on the house that you know? I think you said your father owned the last house that we were talking about, but do you think if there's anybody else on this mortgage that, because I don't want us to have to come to the house and else who is a decision maker that could bust this deal wide open for us? Do you know if there's anybody else on the mortgage?
No, it's just me alone.
Okay. So I tell you what, how does this sound? I come over there Saturday, 10 o'clock. I'm going to bring a contract. I'm just going to take a few photos.
Well, if you bring your contract, you better bring your money. Be prepared to come. If you're coming with one of those little low ball offers that everybody else has sent me, I'm not interested.
Absolutely, absolutely. The main goal is to get you money in your pocket and get you something that is a fair offer, because I want this to make sense for you and for me. And you obviously know there's two reasons that I'm either trying to buy it so that I can either flip this house and put some love in it, or that I can use it as a rental. But I can guarantee you, I'm going to give you my best offer. And even if I don't work out for you, because every time I go to a house, I'm not guaranteed that I'm going to buy every single house. But if I call you the information, at least you know walking away that I gave you value and information to help you stop this house with or without me. But I just want to come over there and just kind of be an advisor and what your options are. Is fair?
Fair enough. See you Saturday.
All right, Tony. Can you do one thing for me? I don't see you, but it sounds like you're upset. Can you smile before we get off the phone?
Fuck no. Bye. Hey, you did a good job. So I'm gonna give you some constructive criticism because you did some things very well. I'm gonna give you some things that you did well, some things I would tell you to kind of tweak a little bit. So great job in your initial part of the call. You came in, you established yourself, you asked questions, you built up a lot of rapport. A couple things that I kept trying to get you to, I kept trying to bait you into talking about other things that could have an impact with me making a decision. And it was like maybe a creative deal or something like that, because I kept speaking about not giving away my property and the equity and things like that. Where you had some opportunities in there to literally, say, hey, look, have you thought about selling it on your own? Have you thought about being a landlord? Have you thought about not just the landlord, excuse me. What other one did I catch on there? Shoot. The either or questions. You missed a couple either or opportunities when I was trying. I was literally trying to lead you into boxing me in on the value of my property. So for me, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with how you approached it, but it's just like a couple opportunities where I think you could have grasped, and really took complete control of the call.
Okay.
When I started talking about the fact that I was like extremely distressed, and but I didn't want to share my weakness with the friend that was that I could potentially borrow the money from and everything else.
Yeah.
And I like leveraging stuff like that because now somebody's telling you that their pride's going to keep them from even going to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they tell you something like that, their pride isn't going to allow them to do that. So I want to leverage like any cue that somebody gives me that can be something that could be what you can use as far as your clothes, and also remembering, somebody has scale 1 to 10 on the property. So I see Long Buy Houses had a couple comments, and I want to touch on a couple things that you guys are. I was reading the comments here, so it's throwing me off a bit. But people were saying things that square footage, rating the house, all that stuff was being taught by most people, which doesn't create a lot of value.
Yeah.
What I rate my house and what you guys come and see, like we all know that people will say the house is in immaculate condition, and you'll get there and it'll be a zoo. It'll look like a bomb went off in the house. So I don't care what anybody tells me on any of that stuff. The cues that you want to be paying attention to is the pain points that people are experiencing, and how you can soften the blow that they're going to take. And it sounds like you got a lot of equity in your property, Mr. Robinson. And I want to make sure we can put as much of that as in your pocket as possible. I know you've been paying on this property for a while, and it sounds like that it's important to you that you don't just let the bank or anybody take advantage of you. So I want to make sure that we don't take advantage of you. And the thing that I specialize in is making sure my clients get as much money as they possibly can, even in an adverse situation. So with that being said, when's a good time so you and I can get together to go over the details? Because I can do a lot of talking over the telephone and everything else, but I think the best thing I can do is come to you and show you how powerful and what I can bring to you as far as value. Take those cues, because it sounds like freedom that you don't want to have everybody in your business. You don't really want to get your friend involved in the fact that you might need $10,000 to $20,000 to save your property. So what I want to do is make sure nobody has to be involved in your decision-making process outside of you and I. And I like to come and sit down with you and show you all the things that are available to you. Because I'm going to tell you, I deal with people just like you every single day, and you'll be shocked at how many people thought that they didn't have a solution, and I end up being the best solution for them.
I'll do that, Tony. That's a good one. So with the thing that you said about with the friend and the shame, did I wait too long?
Too long. Take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it immediately. Okay.
Immediately. So when somebody gives you a cue, the minute that I get a cue, that's my focal point.
Right.
The difference is y'all hear it, but you don't take advantage of it.
Got it. Okay. So
one of the most valuable things is once you hear it, is to use that as your leveraging point. Whatever that thing is. Okay, so it sounds like you got the situation almost under control, but is there any reason that you don't want to involve your friend or that you hadn't take action any sooner? And then I'm gonna make them say, well, yeah, I don't want them all in my business.
I would definitely.
Oh, and I can understand because I wouldn't want my friends in my business either. So speaking of that, when is a good time so you and I can get together? Because I'm gonna tell you, you'll be surprised at how many people have been in the exact situation that you were. Matter of fact, I'll be honest with you. 2 years ago, I was in your exact situation, so I know what you're experiencing. So now we like friends now because we both have been through it.
You've been there, got it.
Been there, done that. So I'm not. Matter of fact, my passion for helping people just like you is because I actually went through this process.
Yeah. And
it made me become an expert at how to make sure I can solve people's problems by doing so.
That was good. That was good, Tony. I'll definitely put that one in. Make sure I start talking about that pain point earlier because
correct.
I definitely wanted to get you talking a little bit more, get your frustration up, and then say, when you said this earlier, I wonder why you don't want to talk to your friend. But I like that you said, jump on it earlier, man. I'll definitely do that.
Yeah. So one of the things that a lot of people have trained asking questions about the property and how it looks, square footage, all that stuff, which is cool. Like that stuff is cool once it's important,
Yeah.
but it's not important at the beginning of the call.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
not like most of the time you're truly that all that bullshit you look at it on you look at it before you call them, or you can look it up on Zillow pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to be why they make a decision if it's on a scale of 1 to 10 between a 7 and a 9, or if it's 2,500 square feet or not. What's the biggest decision maker if you call somebody that's experiencing a pre-foreclosure or something is where this money coming from, and how we can make sure that you don't just completely lose this property because you either got too much pride or you don't want anybody to know what's going on with you. What I can do is make sure that nobody has to get in your business, and I can show you how easy it is to do business with me. And I can guarantee you, I'm gonna put more money in your pocket than anybody else because I actually know how to do this professionally, and I specialize in making sure that my clients put money in their pocket.
Tony,
Don't tell me a dollar amount. Don't tell me 10,000. I'm gonna tell you to eat shit.
Absolutely.
It's a mistake.
Yeah.
It's a mistake. If you mention money, now you're making it about the money. The minute that you said 10,000, you lost control of the call. I would probably hung up on you, but you were doing such a good job with the rest of the stuff. I didn't want to just hang up on the call. But the minute that you made it about money, now I can argue with you about money. You don't want it to become conflict. Over the telephone, everything I want to do is I want to be the guy.
The guy. Man,
I'm the guy that's going to get you more money. I'm the guy that's different from everybody else. I'm the one that's going to solve the pain point, but I ain't talking about money.
Yeah, that is good, Tony. So you keep saying that the rate 1 to 10 on the house.
Somebody had mentioned down in the comments about what would you rate that property between a 1 and a 10.
Got it. Okay. Because I was trying to run back in my head like, I don't remember, but that makes sense. But I like that you said. Well, let me ask you this to my next question. I typically am trying to get them to talk way more than me. But whenever you're talking to these guys, are you trying to?
I'm taking control of the conversation.
Take control. Got it.
I want them to literally go where I want them to go. I want them to funnel. I want to funnel my people by my questions to be able to make sure because it's value building. Because you were doing a good job of value building, but you never like truly address the money aspect the way I do, because I want them to like make sure this money. Hey, if I'm gonna get money, he's gonna be the guy that's gonna give me the most.
Got it.
Because the money's not the problem. Money's the easiest part of his job. Like what he's gonna do is come in and check out the property, make sure it's in great shape, make sure that we can keep this discreet so nobody else has to be in my business. You know, like I'm touching all the other stuff.
Got it.
The stuff that's truly important to them. Like if a seller tells you that their main issue is that they're either embarrassed, that they don't want to let anybody know, what's going on, they lost their job, but all this stuff now is happening that's putting them in an adverse situation. Okay, let me make sure you're not having to be embarrassed and people know what's going on. I promise you, most of my best customers literally are just like you at first, and then what happens is they're wowed by how much I actually provide as far as value and how much money they get on the way out the door.
So I didn't spend enough time with us talking about like the pain that you had and how I provide value by helping you get out of that pain.
Correct.
I spent time just getting you to talk about the pain, but it's painful, so you don't want to talk about it. I love it, Tony. I love it, man. That was amazing. I'll make sure that I start taking more control of the conversation, because I'm listening to the cues. But from sitting here talking to you, I shouldn't have waited so long. So
when somebody, I always use like women, right?
Be careful.
Hey, when your wife ready and she ready, you better move right then. You know what I mean?
So I gotta go. I'll see you later.
Yeah. yeah. I mean, don't wait on it to go cold. If she's hot and ready, you go the Krispy Kreme sign on. You go get the donuts now. You don't wait for them to cool off.
Go get the donuts now. Got it.
When the hot now sign is on, that's when you take advantage.
Absolutely.
So when somebody opens up a door and they give you an opportunity to leverage that's what you leverage.
Okay.
So if I tell you like I'm experiencing something, don't ignore it and wait for it later.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving it to you.
Makes sense.
I'm giving you the way to close me, but you ignore it. Mm-hmm. And it happens daily. People get on the telephone, they're not listening to the right stuff, and the person's telling you how to close them, but you're not paying attention to that because you're stuck to that script.
Mm-hmm. So the main
those scripts that don't lead to the seller appointment, those scripts that lead to somebody being like, well, you just sound like everybody else.
very true. Okay. So the thought is whenever we hear the pain, immediately start saying, hey, the next opportunity I get to talk, let's talk about that pain, and then let's match it up with my solution. Every time we hear the pain, match it up with my solution. Every time we hear the pain, match it up with my solution.
I'm the solution to whatever that problem is.
I love that metaphor will help me and the team moving forward, because me teaching them from my experience has been, hey, get that pain, get them to talk, and then whenever we get that opportunity to talk, let's get them to talk more about that pain, and then put like an umbrella over their head of all their pain. So then we can say, wow, you must feel like this. You must feel like that. This is how I can help. But I like your strategy with.
You would be shocked, man. I'm telling you, so many calls. I mean, like, I get on a call and I hear people and they're like, man, you sound so different than everybody else.
Yeah.
It comes up every single, they say, you sound so different than everybody else. It's because the minute that I understand what's happening, and it's all about my questions and everything I'm trying to gather throughout the call, the minute that I understand it, immediately then that's the focal point. You tell me that you're struggling with your wife,
Yeah.
like me, you can be talking about your wife for the rest of the call, not about the house.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because the house ain't really like what your issue is. Your issue is your wife.
Man, that's so true that you say that. So let me ask you this: grading me on our conversation on the house, was that like a 1 through 10? What was that? What would you rate me?
You're about a 7. I mean, you had a good call.
Yeah.
You had a good call, but just those key things. I mean, like, bro, you're not far off. It's paying attention to the cues, and then the minute that they give you those, but don't switch to money.
Okay.
Like you like, maybe I can put 10,000. Don't switch to the money. Switch to solving problems.
Switch to solving problems. I like that one. I like that one, Tony. That one was amazing, man. I'm glad that we got to do this, and just you giving me that metaphor every time you hear the pain. Next time you talk, just add a solution to that pain.
Correct.
That changes the calls tomorrow, man. So I'm glad that I was the last guy to get to do it. And I got you to smile before we got off the phone.
Man, I always smile on here, man. You did a hell of a job, though, brother. Stop. Hey, look, I hope you don't be tapping this shit while you're on the phone. Like you tapping a lot. Like that can be a distractor to people.
Okay.
I know a couple of people had mentioned that in the live that they were catching on to the tapping. But you want to make sure that you literally are trying to just position yourself to get whatever that pain point is to be the new focal point, not the pre-foreclosure, not the all that other stuff. Get back to, okay, you're feeling uncomfortable or insecure about this situation. Let's address it.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make that right there be where your true focal point is? And here's the key for everybody. The most important part of this call, if he sets this appointment and he comes to the appointment and he doesn't close the deal, does not make it a failure. If he sets this appointment, he goes to provide value. He may not get the deal right away, but what if 6 days before the pre-foreclosure happens and nobody else has solved the issue? Now I'm calling him back like, hey, bro, can you still do what you said you can do by that $10,000?
Yeah, and that was the goal to say. I mean, one of the things that I was taught, like, hey, go to the house and just provide the value, and then give them some options. Because even if they don't close with you, they will say, you know what, he did tell me about this lawyer. What is this TRO thing? Let me just call him and ask him a question. So the goal was to just say, let me get to the house and give you the value. But what I learned from today's conversation is when we talk about that pain, just give another solution that you can do on the pain instead of wrapping it up at the end of the conversation. But
yeah, that bro, you did a heck of a job. I mean, obviously, I can tell you've been on the telephone, making calls. That you're really, I'm telling you, like, most people don't understand the importance and the value of education and investing into yourself.
right.
I wasn't always this good on the telephone. I promise you.
Yeah.
I literally had the same anxieties and the same fears and the same mistakes. I didn't pay attention to the cues. It took preparation. It took tons of preparation. It took tons of calls.
Yeah.
before I got as confident as I am now.
So
So, so it's important that you make sure you pay attention to cues, but you got to invest in yourself.
right.
And that's why I put this course out. I got a course coming for y'all. Y'all better get ready.
I'm definitely going to support this, man. We've gotten the book, and I think we talked about a month ago about the 100K club.
Yep.
I told you where I was at in the business, but I'll definitely support this course right here, man, because this would be great for me and for even giving it to the guys that we got on our team, but even the little meetup that we have out here. I can say, hey, man, I changed this because of Tony. And this is why
That's
it
what's
worked.
up, bro. That's what's up, man. I appreciate it. And obviously, uh, the more that you prep yourself, the more you train yourself, and man, I'm telling you, you'll get more and more confident. You'll understand to listen a little bit better and attack those true pain points when somebody gives it to you, and you'll close, man. I'm about closing for appointments. People think like the minute I get in front of you, I'm so
Yeah.
much more powerful.
Oh, it's a wrap. Yes, it's a wrap.
I'm so much more powerful. That's the value is getting in front of the people.
Absolutely.
And I think so many people have now been trained to try to qualify and get as much information over the telephone that you stop solving problems. And now you're making sure you're just trying to let me see how quick I can get to the contract.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that you even said that because we've had deals specifically from, not toot my horn, but because you're the GOAT. I'm learning from you.
I
But
appreciate that.
I'm just saying, as a testimony for that, just when we do come and we talk to these people about providing value and just giving them options, it does end up turning back. The two houses we have right now are directly because, hey, we went to the meeting, to the appointment, and like 2 days later they said, you know what, I like what you talked about, man. Could you come over again? And we didn't get those houses on the contract the first time that we went to the, but we were following up and built a little rapport. But I like that you even said it's just about providing value. So for anyone who is this is their first time ever getting to the game, could you relate? I really do like to relate to the first person who got the fears, the doubts, every excuse in the world not to do. Could you give us all just your memory of the worst call you ever had when you first started, before you invested into your education and the psychology of sellers? What was the worst
So
call?
So for me, I would think my worst call was any call I took when I first got to the car lot because they banned me from the phones at first. So I know a lot of people think like, okay, man, this dude is extremely good, and maybe he's always had extreme success with being on the telephone and always being a closer. I was not always a closer. I promise you that. I was god awful
We
on the
need
telephone.
that
I
story.
I wish I still could go back and get some of those call recordings because it was actually recorded calls. I mean, it's been a year, so I know it's over with now. But I remember like coming into a sales meeting, and every morning, every inbound call was recorded. So you can imagine you go, "Welcome to Hendrick Chevrolet. This is Tony. How can I help you?"
Uh,
They didn't say you like James St. Patrick. Boy, there's power. We got power here now.
yo, like, who is James St. Patrick? Who is that?
You don't look at power?
Tony, I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got what? Hey, man, tell your wife to cut on. Your boy, y'all better go cut on power, man.
Sorry.
It's lit. It's
Sorry.
good, man. It's not much TV I watch, but power is good.
Okay.
But going back to that call, right? So when I first got into the when I first got into the car business, we get on these telephone calls, and they were recording all our inbound calls, and I didn't know that they were recorded. So we get into the sales meeting in the morning, and they start. The manager presses play. He's on in front of everybody. We got 30 plus salespeople, and I'm like the third call
Oh,
on the yeah.
wow.
So in front of the whole sales team, we're all listening to calls.
Okay.
And it goes, "Welcome to Hendrick Chevrolet. This is Tony. How can I help you?"
Yeah.
And the guy started asking me questions, and listening into that call, I was so embarrassed. I was like, "Dude, I'm never answering the phone again." Like for one, I hate hearing myself talk, but then just the fact of like I lost the appointment. I didn't ask questions. I didn't get the guy's phone number,
Yeah.
He was, you know, he was asking questions about a truck, a Chevy Silverado,
Yeah.
which I literally had no clue about anything about the truck. Like I was brand new to the car business, so I didn't know horsepower from torque, engine, nothing. I didn't know anything. So I'm literally on this call. I'm
Yeah.
even trying to fake my way through the whole process, not knowing that the whole call was recorded.
No.
And my sales manager Joel was like, "Dude, you can't answer the phone anymore." Like he literally told me, like, you can't answer the phone anymore until you learn how to handle the phone script. And we
No.
had a script, and I was like, man, I don't want to go by a script. That doesn't work for me.
No, that was good, but give us a tangible, because I'm more of like a how-to visual. Like, give me an
So
explanation. What
so
was
so
the
for
thing
me,
that
so
he?
for me on that call, it was literally I didn't ask the right questions. I didn't know my product. So this goes right back to us
Yeah.
calling somebody, not knowing how to solve a problem, not really knowing what wholesaling is,
Yeah.
not knowing the solutions that you can provide as far as anything.
Yeah.
Uh, I would so for in the car industry, I'm talking to a guy. He's asking me questions about price. He's asking me about what's the best price I can get him. I'm like, hey man, I don't know. You know, nothing. I didn't know where to go. Like it was
Yeah.
literally a shit call. Hey, I've been getting price quotes, and he's asking me. I'm like, I froze.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh.
you can just come by and take a look because it's just like everybody else. If you don't know, if you don't know the question to ask, if you don't know why he's trying to purchase a truck, if he's in the like, is he making a decision pretty quickly? Is it going to be something that you're 3 to 6 months away from, or you like right now you're looking to buy a truck? Do you have a truck? But all that stuff, man, to me, I didn't ask any questions. I was so happy to get on the telephone and just I wanted to lead. I was like, man, the phone rung. I wanted to leave, but I didn't know how to control the call. I didn't know what, I mean, dude was
Yeah.
just whipping me all the way around the call, and then I didn't get a phone number. No way of getting back in contact with the guy.
Yeah.
I just told him to come to the store and ask for Tony.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, he did come and ask for me. But
Why?
that
Why do you think he asked for you?
I
Maybe
think
he
he
knew money.
I think he asked for me because he knew who he was talking to on the phone. It had nothing to do about the quality of the call or anything. But
God,
I literally didn't have any control. I was just the guy was whooping my ass.
man. You know what?
And I was literally told you can't answer phones until you learn how to handle the phone script
And it was broadcasted in front of your colleagues
in
about
front
the.
of all of us. Yeah, I mean everybody in the room got to hear me sound like crap. But we had other people that were also bad,
Yeah.
so everybody was called out. But the reality is, if you don't understand how you can best help, first off, know what you're doing in this business.
Right.
Before you pick up a telephone, you should at least have a fundamental understanding of what the wholesaling process is, and that's fairly cheap. I mean, easy to find out.
Right.
You can find out what the wholesaling process is.
Yeah.
Then you can start trying to figure out what you can do to provide a solution to the seller on the opposite end of the phone, depending on whatever their circumstances are.
Right.
A lot of people start getting on the telephone and they want to jump to what's the square foot and all this stuff that like really has no bearing on like the person's true motivation and what's going on.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on before I even dig into any of the other stuff as far as what's going on in the with square foot and how much money they want and all that stuff. I need to know what's happening.
Absolutely. What's going on in your life? Like, yeah,
Hmm.
like follow the situation, not the house. I love that you said that, man. So I've got a horrible story. Do you ever notice how people make fun of Terrence Howard's voice? How they say it's like cracker. So my first phone call, it literally went about 8 seconds on the call. No idea, but I was sounding like everybody else with this telemarketer thing. And this is just maybe a year and a half ago. So I called the guy, and as soon as I pick up the phone, you know how most people say they really get shocked whenever people actually do pick up the phone, or they really get shocked whenever someone does accept their offer.
Oh,
Then they're like, oh
yeah.
snap, now I actually have to do something.
Hmm.
So I was prepared for people not to answer the phone, and the guy answered the phone, and my voice is fairly deep, but as soon as he answered the phone, it went straight Terrence Howard. It was like, hello? And the guy said, yep. And I was like, hey, man, I just want to know if you want to this is freedom. And he said, nope, get the fuck off my phone. Hung up the phone, man. So
you hit him with a Terrence Howard, huh?
it was crap. I didn't know what to say. I was like, hey,
Hey, hold on, excuse me 1 second. Hey, y'all in the chat. Like this ain't the environment for that. We keep this thing peaceful. That's why I say it's our turn. All this bickering and going back and forth, like that ain't how we gonna get down there, y'all. Like just be. I'm gonna just tell y'all, be respectful because I hate to have to execute anybody out of here. All right.
oh yeah, I'm starting to.
Yeah, y'all going like all that stuff right there. We need to handle that.
Yes. Sorry, guys, for not watching TV. I'm sorry. I will go. I've heard of Power, but I will go watch an episode on YouTube or something.
Yeah, you gotta check out Power, man. Hey, go ahead and hit that Terrence Howard voice again, man.
Hey, man, I just want to know, man, you want to buy.
That's super dope, man.
And just
Hey, yo, we got a minute and 50 seconds left, y'all. I hope y'all appreciate this live role play with me and my man Freedom Johnson. I want you guys to make sure you take and go back and watch this. I will upload this to YouTube for everybody's enjoyment. This movement, this commitment that I made every single day, it's 1:20 in the morning, East Coast time. I'm wide awake giving you guys value because I want everybody to be successful. I want you to take your business to the next level. Also, with that being said, we show love in this thing, man. We all love on each other. We grow with each other. If you disagree with somebody, you can keep your comments to yourself, but I don't allow or nor will I allow disrespect to anybody or anybody that comes on here because I helped this thing right here build. I built this by myself, and I refuse to let anybody disrespect the people that are coming here for information. So whether you feel like you know it all or you want to gain a little bit more knowledge, you respect my house because this ain't your house. And I take that very personal. So when you come in my shit, make sure you respect it, all right? You can argue outside, you can go send somebody DMs or whatever, but when you come in my shit, respect it. So I appreciate everybody joining the live tonight, Freedom. I appreciate you coming in here, brother. If you haven't got the 21 Proven Secrets, make sure you guys go get that. Links in my bio, TonyTheCloser.com. If you haven't got a deal machine, go get it. Use the promo code CLOSER, go drive for dollars. I'm not blocking anybody. I want y'all to succeed. I want y'all to take care, show love to each other. Hashtag it's our turn. I will see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all the love, everybody.
Oh, you have a blessed night, King. I'll see you guys soon, all right?
Absolutely.